When I was 7 months old, my parents split up. I really only grew up knowing my mother, but I knew the identity of the man who had gotten her pregnant, and honestly, it's no trouble that he wasn't in my life that much. He later had two more children with another woman, and if not for me wanting to have a relationship with my siblings, I probably never even would have been in the same room as that man. Up until somewhere around age 12, I would spend most weekends at their house, since we lived about 40 minutes away from each other and we went to separate schools. Because I'm a female, naturally I was closer to my sister than to my brother, and that's still how it is to this day, but for other reasons. She's about 3 years younger than me and 1 year older than our brother. I was about 11 years old when this happened, if memory serves correctly, so my sister and brother would have been about 8 and 7 respectively. We played a lot outside, but didn't really interact that much with others except a few neighborhood kids near our ages. One day while playing, I got into a fight with my sister. It wasn't a physical fight, not even an argument, more like one of those I'm not talking to you situations. I don't even remember what it was about now, and I doubt she does either. Probably just some stupid kid drama. But whatever it was, it upset me to the point where I left on my own. I didn't wander very far. It was a small town, and there literally was nowhere to go except the school or gas station, which was directly between the apartment complex where my siblings lived and a big empty field by the country road that connected our two towns. I went out to the field, spending some time alone picking flowers and blowing off steam. I ended up getting caught in conversation with a man from the neighborhood who also came to visit the field that day. I never even really noticed him approaching. I had no idea where he had come from, but I chalked it up to me paying more attention to the flowers than to my surroundings. I don't remember specifics like his name, general appearance, or exact words he used toward me, but I remember the general tone of the conversation. He said I looked lonely and asked why I was there all by myself, and I told him about the fight my sister and I had just gotten into. It bothered me because we've always been close and this was our first fight. He tried to make me feel better, but it didn't work. At first, he suggested that my sister was probably upset because I'm younger and get more attention. This was an absurd assumption, so I corrected him. I explained that not only was I the older sister, but she was the one who actually lived with our shared biological parent and naturally received more attention. That's when he got really weird toward me. He revoked his previous suggestion and now insisted that the reason my sister and I were fighting was because she was jealous that I was growing up quicker. He even dared to say that she must have been envious of the fact that I was becoming a woman and growing breasts before she was, which, according to him, likely resulted in boys liking me more. Not true at all. But before I could even respond, he kept spitting out perverted nonsense, even asking me my age and if I had a boyfriend. It wasn't much longer that I noticed my sister running to me at full speed. Out of breath, she stated that dinner was ready and we better get back fast before it gets cold. It was clear that she wasn't upset with me anymore, and I quickly learned why. As we left the field, she told me that the man I was talking to was a registered sexual predator who was just released from prison for committing sexual crimes against children. I was shocked. I could have easily ended up his next victim, and my sister didn't even care about our petty squabble. She, my little sister, came to my rescue that day. Looking back, now that we're both adults, I feel more sadness in knowing that an 8-year-old ever should have been concerned about such crimes. Of course, it's better to be safe, but it's just sad that these things cause any amount of mental strain on children. I will always be grateful for what my sister did that day. She may be the younger sister, but I'll never be able to think of her as anything less than my protector. Now that I've shared my story, I hope all of you have learned something important. Please, don't fight with your siblings.